Naruto Changes by Drake. Today we are reading chapter 21 through chapter 25. Chapter 21. Ryzen, the Ultimate Machine. Ryzen extended his arm, a black blade with a fat tip. He and Guy got into a blur of motion that was completely impossible to follow. Guy only able to keep up because he was a master of taijutsu. Ninja used the vacuum palm to send a ninja through the air. Lee smashed the man back down to the ground with a powerful axe kick. Boom! Naomi turned. Guy had used up the last of his strength in one final punch to Rizen's stomach. The blow carried such power and force that it obliterated the area around them. Rizen flew back into a wall, making it crumble down on top of him. Naomi ran to Guy. Sensei, help is on the way. Just stay still. Naomi looked at the pile of boulders and rubble. Frickin'. The rumble exploded out. Ingrate. Ryzen was there in a dent in the middle of his chest and golden liquid leaking from the sides. He placed a palm on his chest and examined the liquid. My consecutor gill is leaking. It'll take hours to fix this. He glared at Guy. You'll pay for this. Guy coughed up blood. Naomi, get your teammates and get out of here. I'll hold him off. Guy tried to stand but struggled and fell over. Sensei, I won't leave you behind. I'll kill him or die trying. He stood and threw a kunai. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. The kunai turned into hundreds, and her Zengon dodged each one easily. Foolish girl. You see these lasers in my eyes? I call them eagle perception. It has the ability to see and slow things down like a Sharingan. And the sharpness and perfection sight and all coordinates like the Baigon. Simply put, you can't trick my eyes. Holy shit, you like to brag. Naomi deadpan. Neji and Rock Lee landed beside her. Naomi, perhaps you shouldn't make the guy who beat up Guy mad. Neji tried to reason with her, getting a smirk from her. Lee smiled. We will defeat him with the power of youth. No, I will beat him with teamwork. Uchiha landed directly between them. Naruto, Kara, and Sasuke on either side of them. Rizen grimaced. It's like I kicked an anthill. He found the oil leaking from his chest. It appears I won't be able to play for much longer. Fire style, great fireball. Sasuke and Ichi blew out two massive fireballs. Wind style, great breakthrough, Naruto bellowed, blasting the wind and increasing the size of the fireballs. Zen tapped a button on his belt. A yellow barrier appeared around his body just before fire hit. Cyberpath, 100% power, he yelled through the flames. Chapter 22. I have a plan. Attack. Zen's body gave off a bit of a golden light in multiple places on his armor. This is my full power. Try and keep up. He vanished from sight, a dust cloud replacing him, and a burst of wind that stunned the group. What power! Exclaimed. Instantly, Naruto's orbs shot around like sharply pointed tentacles, trying to impel Rizen. Rizen easily dodged them and sliced at Naomi, only to have her vanish in a flash of yellow light. Rizen grinned. So that's the famous jutsu of the fourth Hokage. It seems that he has tremendous potential for evasion and surprise attack. With 5 chunin available to use that jutsu, I could take an army. Or 10 junin. The blade on his arm retracted. He smiled. You have cage level reserves. I've no doubt I could kill any one of you, but all of you could cause more damage and that I will have to repair. So see you later. Then he turned and vanished into another cloud of dust. Ichi knelt over Guy and began using basic healing jutsu to help him. Naomi waved at Kara, then turned to glare at Naruto. Big brother, she whispered. He heard her and nodded at her. She smiled brightly. Unlike Kara, Nomi loved Naruto and admired him, but their penguins pushed her away from him and towards Kara. She always wanted to play with him, but couldn't. How are you? Naruto was idly reminded of Hinata as she smiled nervously at him. I'm fine, Nomi. How are you? Besides being attacked by the chain smelter. Naruto chuckled at that. Naomi smiled brightly. Training mostly. Guy Sensei trains us into the dirt on a regular basis, but my taijutsu has improved greatly, so it's worth it. Anyway, we are actually on a mission escorting a mean lady back to Snow Country so she can be a princess. But with a guy like this, I doubt we can protect her. Ichi looked at the princess, who just turned her nose up at the Uchiha prodigy. We'll take you. This is a joint mission, Neji. I will need the details for the mission. Kara walked over and held out her fist. The fox wants to talk to you. Naruto raised an eyebrow, but bumped her fist anyway. Instantly, Naruto and Kara were ankle-deep in water, standing in front of a gigantic caged fox. Welcome to my humble abode, children. The fox's voice was deep and powerful enough to make the water ripple. It's polite to give you a name when meeting someone. Naruto crossed his arms. The fox scoffed. No one asked my name since the first Hokage's wife was my carrier. Very well, I am Kurami. Naruto bowed. It's nice to meet you, Kurami. I'm Naruto, and why did you want to speak to me? Kurami leaned forwards, staring at Naruto intensely. I feel my father and uncle in you. Why is that? Naruto looked surprised. You feel them in me? He nodded. My uncle's presence is strong in you, and a lot of it is dormant. If they have taken interest in you, then I will as well. At the moment, you cannot use your sage cloak, because your chakra will burn your body out. My chakra has unique healing abilities. I can't give you chakra, but I can change your chakra. It will be more potent, but you'll have the same amount you've got now. I only need your permission. Naruto thought for a minute. Can I trust you? My uncle apparently trusts you, so I will help you and not try to harm you whatsoever. The fox swore. Chapter 23, Skittish. Ryzen, I see your mission was unsuccessful. Ryzen was in the chair with the armor plating on his arm on the table next to him, and he was adjusting the inside with strange tools. A man with orange hair and purple swirled his eyes in the doorway. I'm sorry, Pin-sama. They had the gravity in the room increased so much that it was hard for Ryzen to breathe. I don't care for your excuses. Get it done before the princess can bring snow to our country. Pin ordered, angry, and then he turned on his heel and began walking away. Wait, after this, are we free to go? Zen asked, sounding worried about something. Pin glowered at him over his shoulder. I haven't decided yet. If you fail, it won't matter, because I'll kill the two of you myself. Zen turned back to his dissembled arm. I promise you, Hela, I will get us out of here. Zen thought to himself. Zen lifted up a small red tube and placed it inside his arm. Inside a piece of metal that looked like bone. Or die trying, he added with grim determination. Naruto grinned at Kurami. Sounds good to me, Kurami. The giant nine-tailed fox matched Naruto's grin and bumped fists with him. In the real world, Naruto's eyes popped open and his body was covered in greenish-blue flame like chakra. Then the wind picked up and his chakra cloak turned orange and gold. His hair spiked up higher, fading in certain areas every couple seconds. Naruto felt powerful, like he could rip a hole in the earth all the way to the other side. His orbs had a similar orange and gold aura. Around him was fueled by strange, powerful transformation. Kara fell back, stunned that the Nine-Tails did this to her brother. Naruto, how do you feel? Sasuke asked. Awesome. Fucking awesome, he replied as the gold chakra went inside his body. Hey, where did it go? He asked, confused. Kara replied after a moment. Karami says you gotta learn to control the cloak, and that it'll be extremely difficult. So he also says, good luck. Tell him I said thanks, Naruto replied happily. Alright, Team Guy, since your sensei requires medical treatment, I need you to take him back to the Leaf Village. We will finish a mission for you, Ichi told the other team as Lee and Naomi put Guy on the stretcher. Lee smiled. I was actually going to ask you that anyway. Neji nodded and Naomi looked disappointed, not being able to finish the mission with Naruto. Ichi then walked over to Guy to receive the mission scroll and get extra information he could. Never a dull moment, eh, Naruto? Sasuke asked, smirking. Naruto grinned. Not with you guys, for sure. Hey, I've been thinking. Ichi said the easiest way to get Mangekyou Sharingan was to kill someone you love, right? Because the emotions you feel pushes you over the edge. Sasuke nodded. Yeah, otherwise you gotta keep your Sharingan active for 7 days and nights without disactivating it. That's how Ichi did it. I can only go 2 days before the pain forces my eyes to deactivate. Naruto stretched his head. Or you could get Ichi to put you in a realistic genjutsu and make you kill them. That's... Sasuke stopped. He was going to say stupid, but he knew how powerful Ichi's genjutsus were. That actually might work. Chapter 24, Boat Ride. Naruto found fairly quickly that he hated sailing. Currently, he was in a shared room he had with Sasuke and Kara, trying to pretend he wasn't on a boat. Ichi was personally escorting a Princess Yuki anywhere she went. Sasuke stood at the crow's nest and Kara on desk. Pfft. What would you know? You're just a ninja. Basically, a mercenary with superpowers. Yuki responded to something Ichi said. Ichi glanced at her, masking his emotions. Well, technically, you're correct. I always do what I feel is right, no matter how much I'm getting paid. All I'm telling you is that you should go easier on that man. He's been taking care of you from the shadows for a long time. In his eyes, you're his only hope. So please, stop treating him like he's trash. She looked away. Ichi could see a bit of guilt in her eyes. I thought you were hired to protect me. How can you do that if you're talking down to me? She asked bitterly. Ichi smirked. I'm very good at multitasking. Then Ichi moved so quickly it appeared to her that he simply vanished. Yuki, you're home, Ichi said from behind her, scaring her slightly. A blush crept into her irritated face. Why'd you do that? Ichi looked at her puzzled. Do what? That super speed thing. She was annoyed now, so Ichi decided to tell her the truth. It's a technique called swoonshin. My cousin is famous for it, and I figured I should get good enough to use in a similar way he does. No telling when I could need to move faster than normal. Why is it that ninja are so good looking? Yuki asked herself. Finally off this shitty boat! Naruto ran past them as the boat docked. He bumped Yuki and Ichi as he passed, getting a grin from Kara. I think it's illegal to have sex with a princess, Ichi-sensei. Unless you're a prince. But you are kind of a prince, being the heir to the Uchiha clan and all. So maybe you can. She grinned happily. Yuki was blushing at Ichi, looking undisturbed. Kara, I want 600 push-ups in the snow without your jacket as motivation to do them quickly. She paled. Sensei, it's too cold. I'll get sick. And she smirked slightly. Then I suggest you get close to the fire. Then Ichi's eyes widened as he grabbed Yuki and Kara and used Shinsen to get off the just as a giant whale made the ice move and the boat from underneath, killing the men below deck. What the hell? Kara yelled. Ichi moved his eyes and 3 people in strange-looking armor. Kara was frantic. Where's Sasuke? Ichi glanced to the water angrily. He couldn't go help Sasuke and leave everyone else to these guys. Kara noticed him glance to the water and froze. No. A tear escaped her eyes before she got angrily and ran towards the water. Kara, damn it. She dived in, hopefully Ichi could save them. Naruto jogged over a glare plastered on his face as the 3 ninja charge, Naruto fought the larger guy with the mechanical arm. Naruto ducked underneath a punch and then sidestepped another punch. Your taijutsu sucks. The large man grinned and went from an overhead hammer strike. Naruto didn't even bother dodging, allowing the black orbs to block the strike easily. Seriously, is this all you've got? I've been on that damn boat for days, so I'm going to release my frustration on you. The orbs wrapped around his arms and crushed it like a soda can. Ah, you little brat! The man tried to hit Naruto again, only to get a kick to his chest, making him stumble back. Kara finally pulled Sasuke from the water. He had got him pinned underneath a large section of the ship, so Kara used the Nine-Tails chakra to free him. She laid him down on the snow. Nothing. He wasn't breathing, and started CPR. Damn it, Sasuke! Don't die! Chapter 25, Ryzen. Ryzen smirked at his new arm. They were stronger than his old ones, and had thicker fibers inside them. His chest piece now had an extra layer over it to withstand stronger attacks. An extra material cost him a bit of speed, but it was fine. On his way out to get new things to make a new weapon, he passed the closest thing he had to a friend in the Akashi, Kazme, nodding grimly at him and shoveling a sheet of paper at Rizen's hand. Once back in the lab, he read it. Rai, Pen is going to kill the girl and you after your mission. Run. I patrol on Thursdays. Go then and I won't stop you. Ryzen burned the paper in his hand. I would kill him first, but he's too strong. I'll take at least 5 of them with me. He then got a smirk and walked over to his blueprints. Maybe it's time to start Project Legion. Ichi Uchiha, pleasant to meet you, a man in a white armor said. Ichi nodded. If I heard from Kakashi, if what he said is true, I'm not worried about you and Nadori. End of chapter 25.